We are a manufacturer of custom rubber parts, and we service several industries, but primarily the mining and industrial industry. So, because we're so custom, there may be something on the floor that's being produced today that's not being produced tomorrow. One thing that all of our parts have in common is they have rubber. They may have part may have substrate embedded in it, maybe a ceramic or a plastic or a metal. Whatever it is that our customer needs, that's what we want to do. So our vision is to be the trusted source. That's what we want to do. So we want to produce a part that's quality, that when our customer receives it, it is exactly what they need, and it provides a solution for them. So to that end, we do have an engineering department, and we've actually had some engineering students from Wallace recently come to us, and we've been very thankful for them. But we even have engineers go out into the field if our customers can't put their hands or articulate exactly what it is that they need. We have our engineers go out into the field and figure those things out for them. And then whatever it is that they need, they put it on the floor, and our employees make it. Our production employees make it. So we have insourced over the last really 5 years as much as we can. So we used to order steel according to whatever the customer's specifications were. Now we have big sheets of metal that we cut ourselves. So we have a laser cutter machine in-house that we use to cut the metal according to what our customers need. We do have a fabrication department. We do have a machining department. It's pretty small right now. It's pretty much brand new in the way of we just got it. Our machines are not state of the art, maybe like Dan's are, but we're working on understanding what we need for the company. The things that we machine at Valley Rubber are more specific to tools within to support production. And so anything that we can bring in-house to make sure that our production folks have exactly what they need, we're bringing it in-house. And then that really brings you, in the world of production anyways, to our compression molding presses. And so if anybody's worked around compression molding, what they find is that there aren't a lot of new ones in the world. And so the ones that we have, a lot of them are really old, but they work great and they do exactly what we need them to do. We do have the second largest compression molding press in the world and the largest in North America. So that's kind of cool. A lot of our parts, most of our parts, don't stay in Alabama. We have many customers in South America, have a subsidiary in Chile, Peru, Mexico. We have several customers down in that area of the world that, it's kind of unheard of for Mexico, for us to send things to Mexico, but the mines in Mexico, they order from us because our parts are just really good. And so I know that sounds kind of crazy, but if you can have a part that requires you not to shut your mine down, then that's what they want, because downtime can, just a few hours can cost millions of dollars to those mines. So it is really important that our parts are what we say they're going to be, and they provide those solutions that our customers need. So although we have a very small machining area right now, it will grow as our company has over the last 52 years, which is exciting to celebrate that birthday. I think this month is our 52nd anniversary. But we have been expanding really over the last 5 years. We've added those areas I just talked about: steel cutting, fabrication, machining. And then we have expanded our sales force up the West Coast into Canada and overseas. So we've added quite a bit of staff in the world of sales, which has been really exciting, and helped us tremendously for production purposes, obviously. We are, right now, we do have a machinist position open, just one right now, which is kind of unheard of. To have one position open is almost crazy, really. But I will say that our most difficult position to fill is in the world of production. And so there aren't programs at Wallace right now, there aren't programs at Calhoun right now that teach the skill of what it is that our press operators do. It is very, very specific to Valley Rubber. And so with all that being said, we don't require a specific skill to come in and be in production, to work in production. When we're looking at applicants, we most specifically look at employment history, but more than that, we want to know what your story is. So if you've been there, if you have a gap of employment for 3 years, we want to understand why were you not working for 3 years? Were you taking care of a sick parent? Were you incarcerated? Were you in a drug rehab? What were you doing for 3 years? And so ultimately, we want to find a home for people maybe that can't find a home anywhere else. We do have a ministry in the way of second chance, if you will. And it's a livable wage, which is not something you can find at McDonald's or, a lot of places. And not to call McDonald's out specifically, but not every place is going to have a livable wage. And so that's something that we want to produce a quality part. We want to create solutions for our customers. Those are all really important to us. But we also want to be able to provide a place of employment for people who live in the area that may not be able to be employed somewhere else. And we have a great benefit package. We offer Blue Cross Blue Shield medical insurance, dental and vision. The company provides a life insurance policy as well as a disability policy. The company provides a 401k plan with a company match, immediate vesting, advisors that are paid for by the company so that our employees can talk to them if they need financial advice. We do have a PTO after 4 months of employment, and it increases every year. And so we have some things in place to help support our employees, and we really want those things, as much as a livable wage, right, to also influence, if you will, the lives of our employees. It's really important to us. And so I think that if I were to say the thing that stands out to me about Valley Rubber, just in general, is that the managers, the owners who work on site every day, they're here and they have a culture that they want to serve one another, that they want to anticipate the needs, that they want to be able to inspire trust in the employees. These are the things, having relationships with each other are the things that Valley Rubber wants to do. And so as we do those things with our employees and with our customers, we also want to pour that out into the community. And so we do have a foundation that puts a percentage of our profit back into the community in the way of service projects and scholarships to the local high schools, and just being able to get out there and sometimes get our hands a little bit dirty and sometimes just donate stuff to the local food pantry. So that's part of what Valley Rubber stands for, and we want people that want that. And so that's the thing. If someone were to ask me what stands out to you about Valley Rubber, that would be the thing that I would have to say. So I didn't go into a ton of detail about all of what Valley Rubber does, and I have no problem sitting down with anybody that wants to talk about it. But that would definitely be the thing that stands out to me about Valley Rubber. So I would say punctuality would be at the top of the list. I've had this conversation many times, but we do require employees to be at work and to be ready to work with the tools that they've been provided. That's going to be at the very top of the list. The next thing that I'll say is attention to detail. Every part of everything that we do here at Valley Rubber requires excellence. That's from the janitor's position to the executive owner's position. So attention to detail will probably be the second. And then I think lastly, and probably don't necessarily need to name it last, but I go back to our values: having relationships, inspiring trust with one another, anticipating needs, service. Those are the things that support us in accomplishing our vision. So if you can come to work and you can follow those guidelines, which are pretty strict in a way, you can do anything we want you to do here. I would definitely say production. So when I look at all my management structure right now, many of my managers, and I'm trying to sit here and think of one that's not, especially in the way of production management, they all came from production. So our leaders, our shift leaders, which are on the floor day in and day out working with employees, they started on the press line, or they started in a trimming area or a painting area or a blasting area. Our manufacturing manager, our product line specialist manager, our fabrication manager, our steel cutting manager, all these guys have had time that they worked hands-on in production. And so if you're willing to come to work every day and to work hard and to learn, then there's an opportunity to learn something more than what you're doing today. I would say the biggest thing was travel in the beginning, because we are international. And so the folks that live in the States that work some down in South America weren't able to go in and out, and still really aren't. Thankfully, we have such a well established business internationally that it didn't affect sales and hasn't affected sales to date, which is great. Much like Dan was talking about, we have thankfully had the most profitable year since we've been in business this year. And that's just not the case with everybody. And so we are just incredibly blessed in the way of sales and being able to maintain business pretty much as usual. Our production areas and even administrative areas are pretty secluded. So we've been able to maintain distance within office spaces, conference spaces, and even on the production floor. Most operators, painters, blasters, trimmers, fabricators, they have somewhat of an isolated station. And so outside of travel and then obviously visitors that are here, we have been able to just do business as usual, doing extra sanitizing, which is obviously something that we've needed all along. I don't think we've had nearly this other sicknesses since we started doing those things. And then travel and visitors, two big things.